Protesters from the Occupy Wall Street movement face new challenges as unseasonably bad weather hits the U.S. East Coast. Alongside a sweeping police crackdown, they'll be up against plummeting temperatures, snow, and strong winds. RT's Marina Portnaya has the latest from New York.
The endurance and tenacity of New York City's Occupy Wall Street activists was tested this weekend as a blast of unusual winter weather moved through the Big Apple. The campgrounds in Zuccotti Park was hit with snow, heavy rains, and winds blowing up to 60 miles per hour. Now, hundreds of protesters braved the freezing temperatures, huddled inside their own personal tents or under tarps that were put up over part of Zuccotti Park. Now, just one day before this winter weather came in, city firefighters seized at least 6 generators and dozens of cans of gas from the Occupy activists in Zuccotti Park. Now, those generators were presumably being used to generate heat, as many knew that this cold weather was coming up over the weekend. Now, city officials say the generators violate fire code and could have sparked a fire. In the meantime, Occupy activists are threatening to take legal action if their generators and their property will not be returned. They demand that the city give them their property back. Occupy activists are accusing New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg of attempting to end the occupation by creating a public health risk for these protesters that vow to remain down in Zuccotti Park in Lower Manhattan throughout the upcoming winter season. Now, meanwhile, in Denver over the weekend, police moved into an Occupy encampment, arresting demonstrators who allegedly ignored orders to leave. The arrest came hours after a standoff between activists and authorities near the steps of the Colorado Capitol. The clash that erupted resulted in cops reportedly using pepper spray and rubber bullets against protesters. 20 people were reportedly arrested in what's being described as an ongoing police crackdown against American uprising. Meanwhile, the Iraqi war veteran who was critically injured by police during Wednesday's Occupy Oakland demonstration is making minor improvements. Doctors say that Scott Olson's condition has been upgraded to fair, although he remains in intensive care. The 24-year-old suffered minor brain damage after being hit by a police projectile. Scott Olson was among the many Iraqi war veterans taking part in the Occupy Oakland demonstrations that ended with police firing tear gas and rubber bullets at crowds of people. At least 97 people were arrested, yet many say that event garnered even more sympathy and more support for the Occupy Wall Street movement that began here in New York City.